It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, exciting stuff. It's smelling so good in here. Yes, we're making bread, but we also have something for the eye. Scandinavian decor is a hot trend at the moment. And you're probably thinking, but why are we bringing Scandinavian design in, celebrating Heritage Month in South Africa? Well, I must tell you, if tapping into this, it brings us a whole lot of history and some innovative ideas for our decor trends to actually flourish in our home. Well, this morning we have design curator Ernst Elof here in our studio, joining us to talk about this Scandinavian style of design. Morning and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
How did something that's Scandinavian and design find its way to South Africa?
Well, the term Scandinavian design emerged in the 1950s. And it was a big hype all over the world. And the South African manufacturers actually adapted their factories to make more Scandinavian-style furniture. And I think a very good example of this is the E.E. Meyer chair over here. If you look at the lines, the rounded edges, and the tapered legs, you can see the very strong Scandinavian influence in South African designers' work.
I look at that chair, and not too long ago, I bought 6 of them and didn't even know that it had a Scandinavian influence. I just saw history. I imagined that there's a family that used to dine on it, and now it's in my home. How does this influence design in South Africa?
Design in South Africa.
Yeah, the whole Scandinavian influence. I mean, do designers now think, okay, let's create things and make it look more like the Scandinavian design, even though we're in Africa?
Yeah, I think what a lot of South African local designers are doing is they're going back to and looking at what the old Danish masters and master craftsmen did and adapting that and using that fundamentals and aesthetics on their own designs, and they're coming up with some really interesting stuff.
How can one easily find this? Because, I mean, I think the thing with going to auctions or even going to, you never know. You never know if you're buying the right thing, if the price is even right. Yeah. I mean, I saw a vase in Malmesbury for half the price that I saw it in Paternoster. How does one know what to find? How do you go and search for these pieces?
Well, the most important thing is to educate yourself. Read up on the glass, if you like the glass, and find out, because it's many times people go to auctions and antique shops and whatever the place may be, and they overlook all these amazing pieces. It's got these amazing histories, so it's good to educate yourself. I think that's the most important thing.
You're educated, you're a curator of design, of furniture. What's the most interesting piece that you've ever found or bought, and tell me about it?
Well, I'll have to say it's the spray sculpture over there. Right. At first, I didn't know what it was. I found it in a small little town.
I still think that. I look at it and I go, what does it do?
I found it in the Northern Cape in a small little town, and I did some research on it. I didn't know what it was, and I found that it was an original spray sculpture by Harry Betoyer. Harry Betoyer was a famous furniture designer and also a sound sculptor. He made these amazing sculptures that make sound. Yeah.
Okay, well, I tried it earlier. It makes a slut sound, so
yeah,
they got something right.
Closely.
Yeah, closely. Well, Ernst, thanks so much for joining us this morning, bringing Scandinavian design to South Africa and also showing us how we can create it. Now, wherever you find yourself, whether it's at a flea market or going out antiquing, well, hopefully or antiquing rather, or whether you're on a Mad Men set, because that's what it looks like this morning, hopefully you'll find your piece that will inspire South African art. Loads more happening on our show. Kat, what's happening?